In this module, I'm going to show you activities and interventions. Locate activities and interventions from your menu tab. Activities and interventions allow staff to document on their tasks. Tasks are triggered by orders or the system, such as when the patient is admitted, certain forms and documentation elements will be tasked to your activities and interventions list. You will notice in the gray banner bar, this is your date and time. So activities and interventions will show only the tasks that are scheduled in that time frame. So the making of this module is Wednesday, June 17th, and I am looking at all the tasks that I have scheduled from 6 a.m. through 8 p.m. today. I have a task status, and all my tasks are pending, the scheduled date and time, the task description, and any specific order details. So my first line, chair bed alarm on patients over age 70, is triggered from the admission order. Ambulate was entered as a constant order. My blood glucose monitoring is charted from this page. Typically, you're going to see that ordered as AC and HS, so before meals and at bedtime. And our particular patient here, it's been ordered as indicated PRN when signs and symptoms of hypoglycemia are present. And you will notice as I hover over that detail screen, because it's cut off, it now actually is showing more information. Tasks can be charted on directly from activities and interventions, and it is recommended that you check your activities and interventions task list prior to going into your interactive view, which is where your primary documentation will occur. Any items that need charted on through this window will be listed, and after you chart on them, they will fall off your task list. One of the key things that has to be charted through activities and interventions to keep it from going into an overdue status is your blood glucose monitoring. To chart on an item, just double click on the item, and it will actually take you to the place in the chart where you need to chart that result. So I'm going to go ahead and document my blood sugar. I'm going to hit enter. You will notice that my text is purple, indicating that it has not been signed yet. To sign in this screen, I'm going to locate the green check mark. It's going to be right underneath the little house and the words interactive view, and I'm going to click that. So you will notice that when we clicked on that item from activities and interventions, it actually redirected us to interactive view. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my activities and interventions, and then I will note my task now has a check mark. It is documented as complete. And if this was a scheduled task item, when I refresh my page, it would go away. But because it is a PRN, when I refresh, it is reset back to a pending status, and now I can use that line, that task, if I need to again. Let's do another one. Let's chart our ambulation. Let's say that our patient ambulated 50 feet. I'm going to double click, and I want you to do this with me. Once you're redirected to the interactive view page, you will be able to go ahead and begin charting. So I'm going to enter in 50 feet. Let's say the patient gave a good effort and they ambulated with a gait belt and a walker. I'm going to hit enter. Notice the purple text and then sign. Go ahead and pause your module here and practice that. Let's go ahead and go back to activities and interventions. Again, you will see the check mark. The task status is now complete. Because it is a constant order, when I refresh, it will just reset to a pending status. The other thing that happens at your activities and interventions is your specimen collection. You will notice you have two tabs, Scheduled Patient Care and Nurse Collect. Go ahead and click on Nurse Collect, and you will see that we have a specimen that needs to be collected. As you can see, I'm doing a little drag and drop here, so if part of your screen's cut off, you can always expand that so you can see the full details. We'll be doing a specimen collection, but I will walk through the steps with you here just so you can see it before practicing it. You will review with your patient how to do the clean catch urine specimen. Once they have provided the specimen, you will need to print a label. You will do that from this page by right-clicking on the task, select Print, Reprint Labels. This screen is verifying the item that you're going to print a label for, and then say OK. The next window is where you're going to choose the label printer that you're going to print from. It is real important that we try to use a lab label printer as often as possible to give us the correct type of label that has a barcode embedded into it that the lab can use while processing this specimen. Each printer is actually named for the location that it's in. So you can see as I scroll down here, I'm going to find one that says MCU. So GMCU. Here's the GMS, which stands for Med Surg. If I go a little further down, I should be able to find one for PCU. And I would tell you that as you are learning, there it is right there, learning your labels, and as you're practicing this in the live setting, that you will get familiar with the names of the label printers in your locations. So in PCU, you have one in that whole hallway. Med-Surg Zone 1 has a label printer. Med-Surg Zone 2 has one of its own. There's one in MCU. There's one in Behavioral Health. Each of the operating rooms has a label printer. So you will get familiar with those locations. I'm going to go ahead and say OK, and then this will print the label to that label printer.